Hello Virgo, and welcome to your reading today. I hope you're all doing really well. If this is your first time for joining me, particular welcome to you. But I want to extend my thanks to all of you who have liked and shared and watched the videos in the past, especially those of you who've taken the time to subscribe. That just really helps the algorithm to pick up the videos. So Virgo, Spirit are presenting the cards already. So I'm going to get started. We're going to look at the energy around you. We're going to look at what Spirit want you to know, if there's any, messages of a particular nature. And then we're going to get the tarot and look at any advice they have for you moving forward. So let's get started. Interesting already. We have co-create, we have time for a nap, we have never-ending story, and time to go. On the bottom of the deck, we have breathe. Okay, Virgo, let me just check you can see them all in camera. You can. I'm just going to have a drink of water. Thank you for your patience. Virgo, I've done a lot of readings today, so I'm needing to drink a lot of water. Also, I decided to sage my house before I started the readings today, and the sage keeps catching the back of my throat, so I don't want to cough in your readings. So anyway, let's get on. You didn't need to know all that, but I'm going to, thought I'd tell you anyway. So, Virgo, interesting that we start with the card of co-creation. My eyes are being drawn to the owl in this picture. And owls always signify knowledge, wisdom. And this card is incredibly interesting because we have this egg here that almost feels like it's waiting to crack open for a new beginning to start. But there's an important message here, Virgo, about you starting on a path of some sort that involves someone else. Now, this could be someone, it could be your partner, your life partner. It could be a friend, could be a work colleague, but there's definitely an idea. I feel there's an idea that you have, Virgo, for something that you want to do or something that you want to create moving forward, but you know that you're not going to be wanting to do that on your own. You're wanting to do that in partnership with somebody to create something new. And it feels like you have a real purpose in mind. It'll be interesting to see what the tarot tell us about that. Yeah, I'm just going to leave it at that because that feels really exciting. It feels measured. So it feels like you've got this idea in your mind, but as I say, you feel that you need someone to do that in partnership with. Could be that, you are needing a lot of rest time at the moment, Virgo. It feels like, you're such interesting energy. I want to pause for a moment because this fox is giving off a really strange energy. They've just said the word cunning. So, it could be that there's something that, whatever this idea is that you're co-creating, it could be that you are having to maybe keep it, they've just said on the down low, really? But yeah, keep it on the down low. Almost like, you want to co-create with somebody, but you're trying to figure out who you can trust at the moment. And you're having to be a bit devious. Maybe you're sounding people out with, going generally around this idea you've had, Virgo. This won't apply to all of you, I realise that, because this is a general reading, but this is very interesting, this message, because it feels like you're having to take this a bit of rest time while you figure this out in your mind. And it may be that you have a couple of people you're thinking of approaching, but you're having to be a bit, as I say, a bit devious about it while you sound them out to see whether or not they think it's a good idea, or whether or not, you know, they would be the right person for this project. That is very, very interesting. I do feel that this is something that you will want to carry forward for quite a while. Now, this card, as I say, I've never read it like that before, but that's how it's feeling. Because we talk about never-ending story. And I think here, you know, this is very much your energy, thinking about, you know, I want to make this change, or this, you know, birthing of a new project, but I want it to last. If I'm going to invest my time, my effort, my money into it, I want to make sure that it's going to last. It's causing you a bit of a headache because you're thinking, how am I going to do that? Who can I trust to do that with? How am I going to carry that forward? Really interesting. I keep saying the word interesting, but it really is interesting, this. Spirit will give you the nod on when it's the right time to move forward. Give you the nod. There's a doorway here and it seems distant at the moment, Virgo, and maybe you're having to take your time to get this as you want it, to get this project, whatever it is for you, as you want it, you know. We see you taking the path towards this new doorway, but you're taking your time with it. You're being quite deliberate about the steps that you take. But Spirit are saying it's almost time to go. So, you know, they don't want you sitting in deliberating stage for a long time. We'll see what action steps they advise you on when we get the tarot out. But they're asking you to remain calm about it. We have the card of breathe on the bottom of the deck, you know, and they're saying, look, if you need to meditate on it, because that will help you to get clarity, Virgo, you know. And just breathing, you'll just feel so much better, so much more in control of things if you just take that time to sit with your inner self in order to make the decisions that you're trying to make here. That is so interesting. I keep saying interesting, but it really is here. Such a different energy for you at the moment, Virgo. Tell us about this co-creation, Spirit. We're with Virgo, please. Let me just tap the energies. Okay, we're with Virgo, please. Tell us about this co-create. What's this about? What is Virgo trying to establish here? What is their aim? What is their goal? What can you tell us, Spirit? That's too stiff. Okay. Yeah, you really are looking towards the future. You know, you're looking, again, there's this feeling of longevity here. This feeling that you want to, if you're going to establish something new in your life, and, you know, it could be as simple, it feels like a project to me, I have to say, Virgo, but for some of you, it could be something like a house move, you know, maybe somebody you want to approach about a job. It can be anything in your life, you know, that feels right for you in terms of resonating with this reading. You know, you will know what fits and what doesn't. But there's definitely this thing about longevity here. There's this feeling of planning for the future, actually waiting for your ship to come in. But you want to make sure that you set sail in the right direction when your ship does come in. You're waiting at the moment, Virgo. Thank you, Spirit. Yeah, there's a mischievousness about you at the moment, Virgo. We talked about you having to be a bit cunning because of this fox, perhaps having to bide your time by, you know, getting plenty of rest and thinking things through, but being a little bit devious. But the Page of Cups is the youngest page in the deck. He's very playful. He's very imaginative. He likes to dream. He likes to create, you know, great imagination. And there's a mischievousness to him because he's very, very playful. I say him simply because we're looking at a male figure, but it doesn't matter whether you're male or female. You have this sort of inner spark of an idea that makes you feel excited, playful, childlike, and, you know, making full use of your imagination here, Virgo. I nearly said Sagittarius then. So if you have a significant Sagittarius in your life, know that they could be somebody that you're thinking about in terms of this move or this project. This is going to bring stability. I was going to say you want it to bring stability, but it really feels like it's here. It's in the middle of your reading. So Spirit want you to know that there could be a really good, solid outcome to this. But the King of Pentacles takes his time. He's taken his time to reach his feeling of abundance, of affluence, you know, of security, stability. You know, he's built that step by step. So you're absolutely right that it's a long journey and it's one to be taken a step at a time, Virgo, not something to rush into. So Spirit are saying, yes, you're on the right track there, Virgo. Tell us more, Spirit, please. What do you want Virgo to know? They've just said to me they know they're on the right track. Virgo, you know it. What do we have here? Wow, Chariot. Once you decide on how you want to move forward and who you want to move forward with, things are going to move at lightning speed. The Chariot doesn't hang about, especially this particular Chariot, because these horses are already, you know, galloping at speed. So, you know, I think once all the components are in place for whatever this situation is for you, you're going to see rapid forward movement, and then you will be able to start this whole new beginning, whatever this project is, as I say, for you. But we see the roots. You'll be able to put down roots that are solid, that will bring in this King of Pentacles energy. You know, the Ace of Pentacles is also symbolizes an offer of some sort. So, you know, you may get, as things begin to move, you may get someone coming in with a solid offer. Maybe they're interested in the project you're doing, or, you know, they want you to make you an offer regarding the house you've had your eye on. You know, you'll know the right time to move, time to go, going through that pathway. This solid basis is here. Aces are always new beginnings. So this is definitely a new offer, a new solid start, a new foundation, with the roots going very clearly into the ground to keep you grounded here. Why do we have breathe for Virgo, please? Oop. Thank you. I'll just take this one. You're going to have choices. And this is why Spirit are saying, you know, take your time. Nothing to be rushed. You're in King of Pentacles energy. That's what you're aiming for. That solid stability, step by step. Take your time. Look at this person. They're deliberating over the choices they have to make. So much easier if you're in meditative state, you know, to get the clarity you need to make the right choice for you. And if you're trying to decide who to co-create with, take your time. There's no rush here, Virgo. There's no rush. You're not under any pressure apart from pressure you put yourself under. On the bottom of the deck, we see the Page of Wands. Page of Wands is all about knowing when this action time is ready. The page is willing to learn, willing to actually learn the skills needed to take the action that will carry you forward. So yeah, choices, page ready to take action, ready to bring that new energy into a situation in order to move it forward. this is very lovely because it's like a controlled energy, but a really positive, solid move forward. I love that. Right, Virgo, I'm going to bring some Moonology, as I like to bring the reading to a close because it draws everything together. While I just give them a good old shuffle, clear the energy a bit. I will say, if you would like a personal reading to look at this situation for yourself or any other situation you want me to look at, do please have a look at the readings on offer on my Buy Me a Coffee page. It's under the shop tab, which you can either access via the QR code if you're looking on a big screen, or in the description box below. It has all the links that you need. So thank you so much for watching today. Let's see what Moonology has to say as your final messages. Again, you're being encouraged to take time here, Virgo. Take time to breathe out. Your plans will come to fruition and give you this nice, solid basis for your future. The King has achieved, so know that it's achievable for you too, Virgo. And he said, Leo, if you have a Leo around you, they also could be significant. But take your time is what the message is here. This is what I've literally just said. A win-win outcome is forecast. King of Pentacles energy. You know, he's achieved by taking it a step at a time, you know, and putting the work in, but in a controlled way. What is it that's stopping you from moving forward at the moment? What is it you need to release at the moment, Virgo? So, as I said, you are being quite discerning. You are being quite cunning in the conversations you're having with people and the approach you're having to people. What is it that you need to release? What is stopping that movement forward? Interesting. I'm just going to pull, oops. Yeah, Spirit have just thrown this out. I was just going to shuffle again and they threw this one out. They want you to work through your fears. So, you know, yes, you're being hesitant, you're being cunning, you're being careful, you're maybe, you know, scared of who you're sharing your plans with. But Spirit said, just work through those fears, you know, because you don't want the fears to stop you from that forward movement. So, right, Virgo, I'm going to leave it there. That is a really interesting reading. And how many times have I said interesting during this reading? Quite a few. But yeah, you're on the right path. As Spirit said earlier on, you are on the right path. You've got these lovely choices coming ahead. You've got a firm new beginning, you know, that brings stability, or a really interesting, solid offer, with the enthusiasm of the Page of Wands. Perfect. Just take your time and you'll win. Winning outcome is forecast. Love it. Okay, Virgo, I'm going to leave it there. Please do take the time to like and subscribe. I've probably said that already, but I'm losing track. I've done so many readings today. I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope you found it helpful. And I will read for you again really soon. Bye for now.